So one of the first ways that we break open echo chambers on our talk show is through our segment on the streets. And what I do is I travel around the US and hopefully outside of the US very soon to interview everyday young people within communities, universities, and other places where young people connect to hear their opinions on important issues. I was just doing this yesterday here in New York City, where I walked around with a microphone and initiated conversations with young people that are a little bit more difficult than your everyday conversation. I walked up to someone yesterday and asked them if they felt angry about climate change. I also asked someone their stance on whether they think it's okay for someone not to vote in a US political election. And starting these conversations allows for young people to harness the power of their unique voice in speaking up about the issues that matter to them. So that is our first segment, POVz on the streets. Our second segment that we do is called POVz Exclusives, where I sit down more podcast style, one-on-one with a particular celebrity or Gen Z influencer, someone who has expertise in a particular topic, to dive deeper on all of the things that created their unique POV on the world. So a few people you may recognize in these images. We're putting out an episode this week from Bonnie Wright, who played Ginny Weasley in the Harry Potter series, and I got to sit down with her and speak with her one-on-one about her climate change advocacy work and what she's doing to help young people take action to solve the climate crisis. And these conversations help model to our Gen Z community that we have to understand why someone is the way they are in order to have that conversation and understand their point of view. So that's our second type of content, POVz Exclusives. And lastly, we have POVz the show. And here's an image actually taken from our pilot episode where I sat down with 4 Gen Zers who all have different points of view surrounding the topic of abortion. And we're not going to talk much about that topic today, but it's a perfect example of what it looks like to sit down and foster the right environment to have a really difficult conversation about a very pressing topic, and to have the right environment to have that type of dialogue. So between POVz on the streets, POVz Exclusives, and POVz the show, we are trying to be the show that mimics the format of The View and taking this traditional format and giving voice to the next generation, because we're going to be a generation that inherits a lot of these issues firsthand.